crazy update after book club. We were looking through PetSmart and we were like, maybe we get a fish or something. Then we saw this little mouse and he was so cute and social and just sitting in there content on his own, eating his food, and we were like, oh shit. So we ended up getting a little mouse.
We were talking one day and my boyfriend's like, I'm really lonely. I wish I could have a dog. And I was like, well, let's go to the pet store and let's see if maybe you can't get a fish or a hamster or something small that would be suitable for a 1-bedroom apartment. And he was like, yeah, I guess, like, we can go look at the fish. And so then we were really seriously considering getting a fish tank and getting him a betta fish and then having that be his apartment companion. So then we started to pick out the tank and everything. And then he was like, holy shit, how am I going to manage the water quality, like, while we're out of town, because we go on trips a lot. I was like, that's a really good point. Like, what if something happens to the water and then the fish dies and you come back to a dead fish? Like, that would suck. So then we were like, okay, let's put this stuff back. And then we went over and just looked at the hamsters just for fun. We were just gonna peek in on them and then head out of the store. And then on the bottom shelf, there was Gumi. He was sitting there eating his little pellets, but then when we crouched down and looked at him, he got up, dropped his pellets, and went up to the glass and was like, his little paws were on the glass, and he was looking at us, and I was like, oh my god, like, I have never seen, a rodent do that. Normally they're skittish, so they want to take their food and like run and hide. I was like, what the heck? That is so cute. So we kind of played with him for a couple of minutes and then we walked around to see the other cages. And then before we were leaving, we were like, let's go check in on him one more time. So then we did. He did the same thing. He came up to the glass and put his little paws on the glass. I was like, oh my god, I have to get this mouse. Like, I have no choice. I have to get him. And my boyfriend is like, okay, like, yeah. And so then I start grabbing bedding, a cage, and then I'm like, I can't take him home. I live with my family. We have a bird. We have 2 dogs, one of which is a little aggressive. There's a young kid in the house, and we have 2 axolotls. I was like, I can't take this mouse home. The bird screaming would stress him. The dogs might come near his cage and scare him. My little brother, being a kid and loud, would also scare and stress him. And I started putting things back, and I started getting really sad because I was like, I want this mouse so bad. But he would be going into an awful home for what he needs. And then my boyfriend is like, no, get the stuff, like, he's coming to my place. So then we start grabbing everything that we need. The store's closing in 10 minutes, so I go to the employee and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Can you get an animal out for us? Like, I know you guys are closing. And she was like, yeah, no worries. We get all the stuff. We get one of the really big cages because I learned in YouTube videos that they need like lots of bedding that they can dig in, but mice really like to climb, and so they need a nice tall cage with lots of layers that they can climb on and jump around. And so then out of all of like the small rodent cages, we got the biggest one that we could get in the store. We've had him for about 3 weeks now. I can confidently say he is happy. He is really, really happy, which makes me happy. We have been watching tons and tons of YouTube videos. Like, even when we think we've learned everything we need to know, we keep watching YouTube videos to do better. In the process of learning about this little mouse, we have switched out his bedding. We've gotten rid of the paper bedding and we've done a bedding blend. We have changed his diet to give him something a little more well-rounded. We bought him a playpen, so he now has something that every day for 1 to 3 hours, we take him out of his enclosure and we put him in his playpen so that he gets enrichment time and he gets to climb, which, oh my god, Gumi loves to climb. I've kind of noticed he's not the biggest fan of digging, which we were a little surprised about because we got him a dig box and we packed in his bedding higher than the bars even kind of allow, because we want him to have tons and tons of room to dig, and he just doesn't seem to care for digging. And I don't know if that's normal or if there's something that maybe we can do differently to give him more time to dig, but he just loves to climb. He loves to be on the bars. We've put ropes in his enclosure and different things that he can climb through, and that is just where he seems to want to be. Even in his playpen, we've put tubes in there, we've put little climbing courses and different things, and he will spend all his time at the like very tippy top of everything. I've noticed that he likes the height, and I don't know if it's because he likes the view or if it's just stimulating for him, but he loves to be up high, the highest point that he can get to in any place he's put. I've also been teaching him tricks. I am teaching him to go through a hoop, and he's doing really well with that. So we're just like doing our best to find all of these things to like mentally enrich him, give him stimulation and things to do. We just want to give him the best life. He is so cute. He's so playful. He's so fun. He does not shy away from our hands, and we were really expecting to have to slowly introduce our hand to him over the course of days or weeks to not stress him out. So even though we really wanted to hold him, we were like, let's wait. Let's slowly introduce our hand. Let's take things really, really slow. Not even day 2, was all over our hands. And now it's kind of like weeks in, it's at the point where if your hand's reaching for the cage door, he will squeeze himself through the cracks as soon as you start opening it and just hop right onto your hand. He's not shy at all. He's also not aggressive. He's given me a couple of like testing nibbles where he's kind of trying to figure out like, do you have food in your hand? What is this? But nothing aggressive. He's such an interesting little guy. He's so fun, and I love him so much. I don't get to see him every day. I try as often as I can to see him, but when I'm away from him, my boyfriend sends me pictures and videos just every day of updates of him, and sometimes I just cry because I'm like, I miss him. We also learned in this process that unneutered male mice cannot be housed with other male mice because they fight. Even if they're siblings, they'll still fight. And it's very rare to get male mice pairs that are safe and happy with each other. And another thing we're kind of learning is male mice are very stinky. He has such a strong odor because I guess male mice will mark kind of everywhere they go. And so that was something that we were expecting, and we weren't expecting him to not have any smell. We knew that he would have a smell for sure. It's just a little stronger than we thought. We poop scoop his cage every day, and then we do like a rinse about once a week where we take out his plastics and switch out his cardboard stuff, like scrub out all of the urine and stuff from the bars of his cage. And even still, I mean, you could freshly wash something and it'll still kind of have that urine smell on it just because it's so strong. But I find that I don't really mind the smell, and maybe it's just because I find him so adorable that it doesn't bother me. We've kind of nicknamed him Stinkumi because he's so stinky. Yeah, he is just the most precious little thing. I can't wait to teach him more tricks and to see more sides of his personality as he gets more and more comfortable with us. That's the story of our little mouse and why we got him. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.